Welcome to TWAdair Art. My name is TWAdair, and today I'm going to put something on these beautiful little canvases. I think what's going to happen to go on these is going to be some cats.
TWAdair Art.
So cat paintings for the 3 canvases that I just showed you. I have another cat named Kiki. She needs some love too. That was Pino.
Meow.
Pino has the giant painting, and I figured it'd be fun to do a cat painting on all 3 of these. I'll have a Kiki one, and then 2 other cats that I'll find some photos of. And the fun thing is here, I'm gonna do all 3 of them at the same time. So first things first, let's tear into these. I have to trace the picture that I want to draw onto each one of these, which is not something that I normally do whenever I do a painting. Generally, I'll just start painting it on the canvas and not have any sort of reference as far as something drawn onto the surface. But I see a lot of people doing that, so I'm going to give it a try, and I think this is a fun video to do that. So I need to start by putting the images on here. Unfortunately, I don't have a very great way of doing this. Let me find something to write with. Here we go. Now this is probably cringe-worthy for a lot of you, so skip this part of the video if you can't handle it. In order to do what we need to do to get this stuff on here, we're going to need tracing paper. And I'll take 3 sheets, 1 for each painting. I almost never use tracing paper, so I totally understand why people use it. It's a good way to get a guide on your painting or whatever it is you're creating. Okay. Tracing paper. I got an extra one. I don't need 4. Now again, this is going to be something that a lot of you probably won't like, but don't do this on your parents' computer. Don't do it on your friend's computer. Do it on your own computer if you have to do it this way. I pre-prepared each one of these images in Photoshop in a square format so I can trace the images onto my tracing paper, and it'd be pretty approximate to the size of these canvases. These canvases are 8 inches by 8 inches, so my images in Photoshop are roughly the same. So let's see if I can pull that open here. So here's the cat pictures. Now here's how I'm going to do this. Okay, so now we have 3 of these. Now the trick here is to now transfer these images onto the canvas. There's a magic paper out there called graphite paper. I think that's what we're going to use. This is graphite paper. This is pretty much magic all wrapped up in a sheet of paper. I'm sure you've heard of this. If you've ever got a carbon copy receipt, it's basically the same thing. It's a black sheet of paper that I can use to transfer everything onto this. So let's do that. It doesn't have to be perfect. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and do the other 2, and I'll show you those as soon as I get them done. Boop! I got all 3 of them completed. It's time to get started with the fun part. We're going to do some painting. First, the most important part of creating any painting, we have to produce our paint palette with whatever color you choose. I decided to go with ivory black, titanium white, burnt umber, alizarin crimson, transparent earth yellow, viridian, and ultramarine blue, in case you are curious. To kick off any oil painting, I like to start with an underpainting, which is usually made up of very thin paint. I thin my paint with linseed oil, and with the pre-drawn cats as a guide, I am blocking in large areas. Now that's not too bad. I got underpaintings done. I'm gonna do a bit of a review of what we've completed so far. I think I'm gonna do this throughout this process so you can see in stages what I've accomplished. So we have the underpainting. The underpainting, if you're not familiar with that, is the groundwork of a painting. It's the beginning portion of the painting that establishes your values. What the values are the lights and the darks. So I already know where those values are. I know where my lighter colors are gonna be. I know where my darker colors are gonna be. The purpose of that is because when I jump into the next portion of the painting, which will be adding in some of the detail and some of the color, I'll know where I want the lighter colors and the darker colors to be because I've already established that in the underpainting. So I'm going to work all three of these up together at the same pace, and I'll review it again with you as soon as we get the next area completed, and I'll see you then when we get that part done. So let's go ahead and jump in to the next phase. Here I can darken my darks and lighten my lights, all while sprinkling in some colors. This is when things get real fun. I apply thicker paint as I go through the painting, meaning I'm using less linseed oil. Thicker paint will very easily go right over the thin stuff. Create paintings in layers to slowly build up the details. Cat round number 2. All of our cats are looking pretty perfect as we progress our journey through painting beautiful kitty cats. Now there's plenty of color and a lot more detail from the last time that you viewed all of these in our underpainting stage. There's going to be another round before I show you again, and it's likely to be a finished product. We'll just see how it goes. I might do it another time. I'm not really sure yet. It just depends on how I take it. There's still quite a bit of development that's going to go into each one of these before we finally get to that finished product. Some nice fine details, really showing some of the fur, the details in the eyes, and just really bringing them to life and looking more like a realistic little kitty cat when we can just pull it right out of the painting, smell the belly rubs. We'll jump into the next round. This is my favorite part of the process because it's time to add all the little touches that make it true and unique to your reference or vision. At this point, I'm hardly thinning the paint at all. There is no order as to what to paint first, just pick up a color and match it to the reference. A lot of this is trial and error. Once I match it, I'll paint the area and use the color wherever it applies, then move on to the next color. There is nothing wrong with revisiting a color, so remember how you created it or mix enough to easily use it again. No cat is complete without its whiskers. It looks like we're pretty much done. There's only one thing left to do. And we have Cool Cat, Gray Cat, and Kiki is the last one. 3 excellent paintings. It went extremely well. I couldn't be more happy with our result. A lot of work went into this, and I think it paid off quite well. Alright, here it is. We have 3 finished oil paintings, all came out extremely well. Very happy with the outcome. The process was very, very smooth, especially the in there attacking the canvas with our palette knife. Put in those nice whiskers that actually pulled everything together, created that nice, realistic look. And we have the 3. We have Cool Cat, we have Gray Cat, we have Kiki. Let me know in the poll up at the top of the video which one you like the best. Also, like the video, it really helps get this out there so other people can see it. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We did a lot of oil painting in this video. If you have any questions about painting, oil painting, cats, just any kind of art, creative questions, definitely add them into the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say. And I'm going to go ahead and see you guys in the next video. Bam!